Alright everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. What went wrong yesterday? In this video we're going to be talking about a few things what I think would played its big part in us getting beat 2-1 in the opening game of the season to Ipswich Town. But before we do, hit the thumbs up. There is a massive favour, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. We are on the way to 8,000 subscribers. Right, a few things, few pointers what we're going to get through. It's going to be the lineup, the in-game substitutes, the referee, also the crazy amount of minutes that's been added on now, and the striker situation. But more importantly for me, the missing link further up the pitch. So I'm going to kick things off straight away. The Ipswich supporters were class. They were. It's a refreshing change to have a decent set of supporters at the stadium, and not ones who like to toss quick coins down or start before the game or after the game. They were spot on. I wish them good luck on the rest of the season. I said they'd finish 7th. You never know, they might even do better than that. But right, first things first, I want to talk about 09 first. Listen, 09 clearly isn't a centre-back. And I think 09 clearly knows he's not a centre-back. And I couldn't understand why, this is a little bit of the lineup as well, we didn't start Danny Bart. Or for that matter, we didn't start Triantis. 6'4" Triantis would have been perfect to slide in next to Danny Bart. Ballard, sorry. Ballard, you know, I didn't like to say this, but he was carrying 09 most of the game. 09 does work better in a 3 at the back. But listen, it's becoming a little bit of a dilemma. Where do you put 09? Because he's that versatile. He's struggling to nail down a spot, an actual starting spot. Play a right back, left back, centre mid, attacking mid. He play all these different positions, but he can't nail one down to call his own. And that's why I think Mowbray is struggling now, and that's why we're seeing him at centre back. I know the situation regarding Danny Bart going to Blackburn, but then why was he in the squad? And apparently he's going to play a part against Crewe Alexander, which I find absolutely mental considering how it was only Sunday, bearing in mind, he was on the bench. He could have played. It was only Sunday and we played. So surely if you're going to play Tuesday, you can play Sunday. I didn't know. I know it's rumours regarding Blackburn, but then why play him against Crewe? Right. That's that little dilemma out the way with. The lineup. Listen, you all know Patterson in goal. We had Hume at right back, 09, Ballard, Serkin. Then further up the pitch, we had Ekwa and Dan Neil. Then we had Job, Roberts, Clark and Hamia. For me, I was alright with the lineup apart from Luke 09. I couldn't understand it. That's the only problem, in my opinion, where I thought we struggled in this game. But looking at it, I was sort of happy with the lineup apart from that one position. It was always a niggling thought in the back of my head. In-game substitutes were absolute mental. Mowbray has got to be at fault for them substitutes because they were crazy. Ekwa, my man of the match. Job, very close second to Ekwa, was really good, outstanding. And I did feel for Hamia because in the first half, Clark just wanted to beat everybody. Wouldn't put a ball in the box. He reverted back to the old Clark, the frustrating Clark. And he would not put a ball in the box. Roberts, this is where it comes on to the missing link. Roberts he tried and tried and tried. He was trying to beat a man. He had very little support. Even before Hume got sent off, he had very little support. And when I was watching it, I was like, we really miss a player like Ahmad. I didn't want to keep going on about him because we're not getting him. He's injured for 4 months. But the thing is, we missed that link between Roberts, the striker, and Ahmad. And that's the problem for me. Even Hume on the overlap, there wasn't that much of it. And I was just thinking to myself, we really miss a player like him. So Speakman has got to do his job and gone out there and get a player. Obviously, it's going to be very hard to find a player like Ahmad, but you want somebody with experience close to him. And that's the thing with the starting 11, the experience. We lack experience on that pitch, and I noticed when Pritchard did come on, we were creating a hell of a lot more. Didn't get us wrong, he wasn't putting the ball in the box. Why? Because we took our only striker off in Hamia, and I felt sorry for him because in the first half the game was just passing them by, but there was no service into him. And then when Pritchard came onto the pitch and Gooch, who do love to put a ball in the box, there was no striker there anymore, so it was pointless lumping it up to Clark, who went up top. So there's a few, them are a few factors in what went wrong for us. It was the in-game substitutes. Like I say, he took off Job, which I thought was playing absolutely unbelievable. I felt sorry for him. He didn't put the ball in the back of the net. He was just leaning. Instead of putting his foot through it, he leaned back and it went out of the top. Well, any other day, he would have probably buried that one. So I did feel for him when he got took off, because like I say, he was a very close second to Eckworth for man of the match. Then you've got to look at Mia, like I said, our only goal threat, getting took off. When the experience comes on the pitch and we start delivering balls into the box, there's no one to hit. So they stop putting the balls in, because, you know, Jack Clark's not going to win any headers up the top. So, you know, Mowbray did have to take a little bit to blame for that, in my opinion. Then you've got to look at the referee. Some crazy decisions. Jack Clark could have had a penalty. I put the clip in now because I think I did catch that one. Although, if I haven't put it in, I didn't catch it. But I showed Stephen, and Stephen would have said, if you give that, it would have been soft. You've seen them give him, but it would have been soft. Also, Hume, what was he thinking? Regardless if you think it was a yellow card or not, never let the referee make that decision. Didn't put a thought in his head, because you know what they're like at the stadium, like the referees. They can't wait to whip the card out. They can't wait to make a decision, even if it's for the opposition, even if it was for Ipswich. There was some crazy decisions what he did make, but I'm not putting any blame whatsoever on the referee, name whatsoever. What I did laugh at, the fact, well, it went for us in a way because we were pushing for the win, is the fact that there was 13 minutes at a time. How mental is that, man? How mental is that? I do understand if they do this for a couple of weeks, it'll eradicate the time wasting. But I didn't really think Ipswich were wasting that much time to warrant 13 minutes. Now, if say 6 or 7 went up, I would have been alright. That's fair dues, but not 13. It was crazy that. I bet you they were biting the nails up in the heavens. But nonetheless, Ipswich, I thought they didn't particularly play better than us, and I guarantee they'll admit themselves. They were just clinical. They took the chances and they scored. The first goal was a deflected one by Broadhead. You know, what can you do if we're a deflected goal? I can tap that one on the chin. But the second one was diabolical for a Sunderland point of view, with the defence, losing the ball in the midfield, and then 09 letting the man, like, losing his marker, and then Serkin wasn't coming across to cover. I put no blame on Serkin. Like, the majority of blame's got to go on 09 for that. And then, do you know what? Not many people have mentioned Patterson. I love Patterson. He's came on leaps and bounds. We loaned him out to Notts County. He had a really good spell out there. He came back in the starting 11, and he's had that number 1 spot ever since in League One and now. And he's just progressing. Every game he's getting better and better. But the other day he was questionable. It could have easily been 3-0 at one point when he gave the ball away. I think he threw the ball out. I'm not sure, but he was caught off his line and he was lobbed. And it looked like it was going to be 3-0. It hits the crossbar and comes out. And I just thought, got away with that one now, we did. And that brings up the striker. Listen, the club had Hemir in. They had Meander in. And they were waiting on Stewart to get fit. Maybe one more come in the door. And we would have all been happy. They have been actively looking for another striker. Mowbray said weeks ago that we're looking for a striker. And we'll have something for Ipswich. Didn't know how it panned out, but they played out behind the scenes. But we haven't got them strikers in for the Ipswich game. Meander got injured and he's out for a couple of months. So now, in my opinion, you've got to have 2 strikers through that door. For me personally, I want experience as well. If we've got to wait until September for Stewart to come back, and then you didn't know what type of player he's going to be after that long injury, you want somebody with the experience to work alongside him. You cannot have another young kid in for the future. Simple as that. But like I say, them are the factors what I think have contributed to us losing that game. It was so much like it felt like a pre-season game. It wasn't that much intensity until we got a player sent off. Then they upped the game, which is, I cannot understand why that would happen. Probably is the lack of experience what we had on the pitch for me. Like I said, when Pritchard come on, the game changed a little bit. They start playing better football. Didn't get us round. Pritchard weren't delivering a good ball in the box. All his corners were kind of poor. So was Clark's in the first half. But them factors contributed to how we lost that game. Like I said, Mowbray has to hold his hands up. His line up. His in-game substitutes. I really can't get out of them substitutes. I can't say they can defend them when two of the best players up out on the pitch got took off, and Hermia, our only striker. Another thing, I've got me Preston ticket, so I will be going to Preston away. Absolutely buzzing. I cannot make Crew on a Tuesday. Not particularly bothered about that one at the minute, really. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm devastated I kind of can't. I'm not that bothered. I'll still be listening. I'll still be seeing what happens. But I'm not going to that one, but I will be at Preston away. I think Stephen's doing a live stream as well. But we'll have a match preview for the Preston game. Also, we'll bring up any updates, any signings that come through the door from now till the Preston game. So that's it from me from now. Do us a favour, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. We are on the road to 8,000 subscribers. See you in a bit of a go.